Hi, Lon here from VirtualPBX. I want to spend a few moments talking about our own evolution into a remote-first company. 24 years ago, we created the very first cloud phone system before the cloud even existed. And at the time, telco said we couldn't do it. That empowered small businesses all over America and eventually the world to work from wherever they wanted using their phones. That was the innovation we brought to the marketplace. Over those 24 years, we ourselves have experimented and adopted and embraced that philosophy of being a remote-first company. And over that time, the lessons we've learned have been really instrumental in making us an efficient, productive, profitable company. First, teaching our managers and our leadership team to really embrace focusing on deadlines and work output, not work hours. That was a big mind shift. Often, everybody was going, hey, is Jim in the office today, right? That's where all the day always started. And now it's not that, is Jim's project on track, right? Is the quality of the work what we need for that particular project or deliverable? Focusing on that and setting aside where Jim is was a huge mind shift for our management team. And at this point, it's just natural for all of us. But that really made a game-changing move and reduce the stress level for managers and employees. Employees don't feel untrusted. Managers don't feel like they have no insight on what's going on. And you have to build your processes and your training and everything else around that concept of deliverables and deadlines, right, as the focal point. The next thing that we really did that really changed the way we worked remotely was teaching everybody to over-communicate, right? Use our calendars, use our communication systems, our phone system, obviously. We have presence on our phones, things like that, as well as the various communication tools internally, like the chat systems and things like that we tried over the years. To over-communicate when you're remote, right? You need to basically let me know, hey, I'm going to lunch, I'm here, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, I have a doctor's appointment, things like that. Over-communicate to the team so your entire team knows where you're at. And that way no one questions where someone's at. And obviously we have a team PTO calendar, things like that, which allow people to visually see, hey, someone's not in today, or they're not going to be in next week. And you can see that ahead of time on the calendar, as opposed to checking with their manager to see if they're available, which is kind of a common thing that sometimes happens in on-premise, where everybody's used to seeing someone in the office next door, the cubicle next door, right? That was a great change for us there. Again, over-communicate, both with your systems as well as with chat and voice with your team. And finally, how you manage the knowledge in your company and the tools you use were the final piece that kind of really fell together over the last few years. We've been doing Google Workspace for a long time, and that created a lot of challenges for us. The endless pile of Google Docs getting built up and the Google Sheets getting built up and new team members creating new docs so they didn't know where some other link was to some other doc or which version was what. Which drive to dig into, which folder to dig into to find something. Well, we made a big move to Notion a couple years ago, to where Notion is our knowledge base. We manage our projects out of Notion, as well as we manage all of our team documentation and business documentation out of Notion. And that was a great game changer because it gave people one place to look for everything. They don't end up recreating the wheel constantly. They're not always searching. You can create workspaces for unique teams. You can pin things, share things, all of that. Plus, you can take things and publish. We actually manage customer-facing documentation out of Notion in some places. Our developer documentation, our jobs board. We're about to publish some new training material to our customers. That's all coming out of Notion so that as the team works on it, it's live, improving, and evolving for the customers as well as the team members. That knowledge management, huge game changer for a remote team, in my opinion. And finally, the last piece, we finally swapped out. We swapped out Slack for another tool. Slack took over some previous chat systems we'd used. And like all companies, we ran into the same problem of kind of the dreaded Slack mountain of notifications and channels. I'd go through with my team every single quarter and we'd nuke channels and we'd go and try to refine groups because you spent all day checking on your notifications, right? And pinging people to see if they're available, if they're here, can we get this, where's the link for that? We moved to a new platform this last year called Roam. And the unique proposition Rome brought to us as a remote team that was an aha moment for us was they provide a view of your team with virtual offices and meeting rooms. And that means that when someone's in the office, their icon shows up there and they're there, and they can lock their door or make it knock required. And anyone can click on an office where someone's there and instantly start an audio conversation with them or chat with them directly, right? Share screens while they're in their office, things like that. In addition to that, you can see the meeting rooms where everybody can come in and collaborate in video conferences or audio conferences. And again, you can see everybody's in a meeting. And then there's a calendar function. You can see your Google Calendar, for example, synced in there. And that lets you really know who's doing what, where, when, who's available. No more pinging someone, hey, John, are you available right now to talk? You can see, is John in his office and it's not locked and he's not in a meeting? Click on the office, talk to him right now, right? Or chat with him, whatever you want to do. Game changer for remote team. It will reduce that overhead of communications for the sake of simply checking status, because you can visually see the status of all your team members. All those things together make it so that we would never go back to being a facility-based company. We're always going to be a remote company. In addition to that, the benefits financially, our costs are lower because we're remote first. In addition to that, we can recruit the absolute best talent anywhere in the world, and they don't have to relocate. We don't have to worry about anything around that. And if a team member has a life change, we had someone recently move from the US to Europe, not a problem for them. They get to live their life the way they want it, and they get to keep working with us and delivering amazing, amazing expertise to our customers and our team. So those are some of the lessons we learned with remote work, and I hope that you enjoy your journey to remote work.